Hello, elementary school students across America and on United States military bases around the world. Michael T. Mondak reads is back with you on a Tuesday. I'm the eponymous Michael T. Mondak, and as I always do, come to you virtually reading one picture book to you, your parents, and your teachers. But I can't do it without a preview as to what I'll be reading, and here it is for this Tuesday. How many of you like playing jokes on others? How many of you have sometimes gotten in trouble with those said jokes? And how many of those victims of those jokes ended up playing one on you? Well, Percy found himself in such a situation where he played jokes on others, and then he became a victim of one played by those same others. The Reverend Wilbert Aldrich wrote it as part of a storyline titled Percy and the Signal. Let's go. Percy works in the yard at the big station. He loves playing jokes, but they can get him into trouble. One morning, he was very cheeky indeed. Beep, beep, hurry up, Gordon, the train's ready. Gordon thought he was late. Laughed Percy and showed him a train of dirty coal trucks. Gordon thought how to get back at Percy for teasing him. Next, it was James's turn. Stay in the shed today, James. Sir Topham Hatt will come and see you. Ah, thought James. So Topham Hatt knows I'm a fine engine. He wants me to pull a special train. James's driver and fireman could not make him move. The other engines grumbled dreadfully. They had to do James's work as well as their own. At last the inspector arrived. Show a wheel, James. You can't stay here all day. But Sir Topham Hatt told me to stay here. He sent a message this morning. He did not. How could he? He's away for a week. Oh, said James. Where's Percy? Percy had wisely disappeared. When Sir Topham Hatt came back, he was cross with James and Percy for causing so much trouble. But the very next day, Percy was still being cheeky. I say, you engines, I'm to take some freight cars to Thomas's Junction. Sir Topham Hatt chose me especially. He must know I'm a really useful engine. More likely he wants you out of the way, grunted James. Gordon looked across to James. They were going to play a trick on Percy. James and I were just speaking about signals at the junction. We can't be too careful about signals. But then again, I needn't say that to a really useful engine like you, Percy. Percy felt flattered. We had spoken of backing signals, put in James. They need extra special care, you know. Would you like me to explain? No, thank you, James, said Percy. I know all about signals. Percy was a little worried. I wonder what backing signals are, he thought. Never mind, I'll manage. He puffed crossly to his freight cars and felt better. He came to a signal. Bother, said danger. The signal moved to show line clear. His arm moved up instead of down. Percy had never seen that sort of signal before. Down means go, and up means stop. So upper still must mean go back. I know. It's one of those backing signals that Gordon told me about. Come on, Percy, said his driver. Off we go. Stop! You're going the wrong way. But it's a backing signal, Percy protested and told him about Gordon and James. The driver laughed and explained. Oh dear, said Percy. Let's start quickly before they see us. He was too late. Gordon saw everything. That night, the big engines talked about signals. They thought the subject was funny, but Percy thought they were being very silly. And that, boys and girls, is where the story concludes. I'll be back with you Wednesday at the same time on the same channel. From Bob Barker Studio in Hollywood, see you tomorrow.